it, come on. Are you having a good time? Are you going to have an even better time now? Are you ready? Okay, please welcome, all the way from London, England, Russell Howard! Hit the notes!
Hello, 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 hello. People of San Francisco, what a lovely place this is. It's amazing, isn't it? What a fabulous place you live in. All right, do we? See, it's fucking incredible, isn't it? I was in Castro earlier. Amazing place. Can I have a sandwich? Only if you take your shoes off. Fetch him a sandwich. It's an amazing place. Everyone's welcome. Gays, straights, lesbians. The only people aren't welcome, of course, people who work for Google. That would appear to be the only people that you don't like. Fuck off! Take your bus and fuck off! I'm gonna be late for my appointment at the dog boutique. Son of a bitch. We'll get you a perm, Rover. We'll get you a lovely perm. How many dog boutiques do you have in this city? Just the dogs going, I don't like it in here. I don't like the way they do me. And feel the joy. I fucking love doing gigs in America, you whooping bastards, you lunatics. Yeah. Caitlin earlier mentioned that she had jeans that weren't ripped, and an entire room of people cheered. That would not happen in England. We are not that... No, except look at you. No, we're not. I didn't even fucking applaud her. Sort your jeans out, you tart. That's what English people are like. We don't give a shit. You go to any gig in England. What's it like around here? Shit. What's good to do later? Leave. I once, are you English, madam? Yes, look at you cowering. I am. I once had a lady, this is how we heckle in England, a lady threw a dildo at my face. How little faith do you have to have in a comedy night to bring a dildo? Do you know what I mean? Got my wallet, got my case, you know what I've forgotten, Dave? Just sat about like that. Not for me, that bit. Launch it! It's a wonderful city. And also, I've been here for about 4 hours, and I was like I say, I was walking around Castro, loving it, went down, was walking here, bumped into somebody that went, oh, you're English. And I went, yeah. And this guy said to me, this happened about 3 hours ago, he went, just tell your women they have amazing tits. How am I possibly going to do that? Gather round, ladies, I bring word for the new world. Get yourself into a gaggle, you have spectacular bosoms. As you were, wenches. Tell your people. Who the fuck says that? It's a joyous city. You seem wonderful, you seem lovely, you seem great. And I've been in New York, which is a very different place, because I've not heard one car honk since I've been here, right? In New York, it's a city that never sleeps. Well, maybe if you had a nap, you would be quite so fucking angry. Right? So great we named it twice. Did you? Or did you have to repeat it because you wouldn't shut the fuck up? It's just insane level of aggression. I had a 5-year-old boy come up to me in New York and just did this. Who does that? But I said, have we got English people in? Is that what's happening? Yes. I said, so what brings you to San Francisco?
Olivia.
Olivia?
I live here.
Oh, you live here. Oh, I see. That sounded like a much better story then. It was Olivia. You're a Geordie, and here you are, fucking San Francisco. What an amazing place, and nobody can understand a fucking word you're saying, right? Some bastard in Castro making me take me fucking shoes off for a fucking panini, not on my fucking watch. That's only the English people laughing because all the Americans couldn't understand a word I said. I don't know what he's talking about, he's self-has. It's quite a fucking difference though, isn't it? From Newcastle to fucking here, because in Newcastle it's fucking freezing and you wear no clothes. Here, it's boiling and they wear no clothes. So, there would appear to be a common link here. Yeah, what do you do? It's such a beautiful accent, isn't it?
What do I do?
What do you do?
I'm a housewife and husband does all the work.
There's something about cougars that I just can't get out. Yes. I've got a bit of a cougar thing, right? Do you know, I did a gig in Norwich in England once, which is a small place in England, Americans, and it's not very interesting, but this is. A woman who was about 60, I'm not suggesting you are, I'm just saying that this woman was, back away, and she said this to me. She's 60, she comes up to me and went, oh. What's happening? Are you deflating? What's going on? And then she went, oh, Russell Howard. She recognised me off the telly and went, oh, if I was 30 years younger, I'd ruin you. That's the most charming rape threat I've ever had in my life. It's like 30 years ago, I'd have been 3, you lunatic. It's an odd thing being famous, right? Which I am in England, but I'm not here. And it's quite exciting not being famous, right? Because you can just do what you want. You can sort of go to Denver and get wasted for a couple of days. Nobody knows. Which is interesting. You feel very English when you buy pot. It's legal. Hello! We would like to get super stoned. Is that okay? And you think it's going to be like this sort of American, like, yeah, man, come here, like, come through, right? Yeah, like it's going to be like in England, like the drug pushers like that, man. You want some drugs? Yeah, come over here, dude. That's what it is. Yeah, yeah. You want to keep quiet, man? Keep fucking quiet. Yeah, yeah. Come over here, right? You don't fucking know me. I don't know you. Yeah, come through right now. Yeah, fucking do it. We go into the shop. They go, hi, how are you? What marijuana would you like? It's the most American experience. Because your adverts are like no adverts. Nobody does bullshit fitness adverts like you people. They're amazing. I can't not watch them. Everyone's the same. There's a fat man going, my life's going nowhere. People mock me and they throw their children at me. And then he finds a machine that makes him do something that nobody ever does. Like, I just do that for 2 minutes every day. And my life has totally fucking changed. And the most ridiculous claims, things that never happened. Since I've started working out, my dead dad's come back to life. And he's got a 6-pack too. Now I can make ladies orgasm just by looking at them. Don't believe me, look at my wife. Fucking kill me. It's an amazing place, isn't it? Anyways, so I was in Ireland, right? And I didn't know that... Hello. Fucking great is this? Just a mere mention. Unless you've got geography Tourette's whenever I mention this. Bolivia, good day. Just hearing the word, are you Irish? I fucking am, I just can't help it. I hear the motherland, I have to bellow. I thought that was going to be straight, I'll be honest. What the fuck does that lead to? Wouldn't that be awful if I push through and there's loads of dead comics? All the people have died on the stage. Fucking hell, you're right. Water. Whereabouts in Ireland are you from, mate? Donegal. I've not been there, is it fun? It's great. It's great. Fuck, could you have looked any more Irish? It's great. You actually... fucking great. I saw the best prank in Dublin. You been to Dublin? Yeah, you live in Dublin?
California.
Wow, right, you're a very confusing lady, right? You're a riddle wrapped in an enigma, right? You don't have to apologise, I like having a chat. It's not like... It's fine, because this is happening. This is actually a live experience. It's fun. And it feels a bit like I'm having a chat with my mum. It's excellent. You probably am my mum. You're not my mum. You've definitely... You're not old enough.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Come on. Now it's got a bit horny, hasn't it? It's you're not old, baby doll. It's fine. Oh dear, that just came out my face. You're not old, baby doll. You fucking hell. Right, let's keep that in the room. That just, we saw him this disgusting moment when he violated a lady with his mouth. So, I was in Ireland, in Dublin, right? And I saw a fantastic prank. And... No, that wasn't the bit I was going to do. Sorry, I'm all over the shop because you're more interesting than I thought you were going to be, right? It feels like there's no point doing material. I've got loads of stuff, but it's like all of you have got secrets. All I have to do. I've just got one code word. Cougar, that's me. Here we go. Ireland, that'll be me. Wolverine, he's fucking got me. How does he know? Yes, so I was in, I didn't know that I was famous, my friend, and I was in Dublin, I was lost. And then this incident happened. I was looking for my hotel, and I happened upon an incident. There was a lady giving a man a blowjob, and she interrupted the blowjob to say hello to me. What do you do in that situation? What's the etiquette? She's just there going, hello! Hello. The bloke was livid, alright? I have never got more English in my life. This is honestly what I said. I panicked and went, are you having a good night? Having a good night, are we? Pip, pip, don't talk with your mouth full. And then, for some reason, because I'm a moron, you probably already guessed that, my brain went, ask for directions. So I can see myself going, do you know where the Marriott is? This is how wonderful Ireland is. I shit you not, the bloke went, is fucking that way. He used his dick like a fleshy GPS. You go right, you go left, there's a roundabout, and then you've reached your destination. Sorry, mate, I'm just getting fucking closer. There was a moment I was going like that, and you're like, don't fucking stay there. He better live in a fucking cul-de-sac. Again, that's an English reference. A cul-de-sac is a street that kind of goes on that. Do you have those?
Yeah.
Hooray. Oh, that was so... Yes! Good. Because different words mean different things over here. Like in Boston, a beer mug is a growler, whereas in England, correct, it's a very different thing. It's a vagina, that's what we call a growler. I didn't know this, I was horrified. I overheard a man say, oh, I had too many growlers last night. It's about 7. Jesus, mate, for fuck's sake. You're gonna kill yourself. It's so fascinating travelling, isn't it? You know, when you travel, you learn different things. That was a snort, that's what we want to hear. Yes, it was. Fucking right. That is the laugh I'm after. There's nothing finer. Don't feel bad. That's the laugh. Because you don't want to make that noise, but you did. That's... What? That would appear that I'm enjoying myself. It's delightful, isn't it? That was the loveliest noise. Don't be ashamed of anything your body does. It's like a queef. It's a lovely thing. That's such a surprise when you first encounter that, isn't it? Because vaginas are unbelievably sweet. They're just minding their own business. And then one day... sounds like a walrus applauding as it falls downstairs. It's insane. Am I wrong? I don't think I am. You find yourself, well, I'm going to die, she's dead, everyone's going to die. Something's happened to your growler, madam, I don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, so, travelling, it's a fascinating thing. You learn lots. I was in Oslo. I don't know if anyone's been. Amazing. I told my mum as well, I said, Mum, I'm doing a gig in Norway, and my mum honestly went, oh, in English? Probably. How long have we known each other, Mum? You would have thought once of the let slip I knew rudimentary Norwegian. And I went there, and this is what I was telling you about, different cultures, right? Like, they'll eat anything in Oslo. They're on their menu, reindeer and deer, right? Yeah, I was pretty freaked out as well. And I said to this waiter, and this is how little of a shit they gave. I went, mate, what's the difference between deer and reindeer? And this waiter went, one is Rudolph. The other is Bambi. You must decide who you love more. 1 minute it's a meal, now it's an execution. It's like the Voice. Not me! You learn so much in different parts, like Australia. Where you go, I found it. Fucking me, mate! Yeah? You're not Australian, but you were attempting an Australian accent. Yeah? I'm as Aussie as they come. If you're Australian, thank you very much, because the Aussies, driest sense of humour in the world. Dark as fuck, you bastards. I was at a zoo, right, and this is honestly true, I was at the zoo, and this bloke went, yeah, a couple of years ago, some bloke got into the lion enclosure, tried to read the Bible to a lion. They fucking killed him. It's a bloody long book. It played. But that was the reason why they did it. Like they were there going, well, this is dragging. If he says bagat one more time. So anyways, I'm in Ireland, right? I must tell you about this. I saw a lovely, because there's a wonderful spirit to the Irish. That's fair to say, right? There's just a sort of just delightful and fun and wonderful people, you know. And it's that funny thing whenever you see Americans coming. Do you ever find that so funny, isn't it? To all the Irish when they go, hi, I'm Irish. No, you're fucking not. You're not like me. You're not Irish until you've woken up in a field next to a fucking donkey and a priest having a fucking dance off. Get down to Leprechaun fucking museum, you fat-fingered yank. Go on. That's how they are. Now, I saw... It's called a fucking bum bag. Do we have to say it one more time? Anyway, so I saw this lovely prank. There was a woman, probably about 60, having a lovely cup of tea, drinking the tea in Dublin in a fucking calf, right? She had a lovely sip, and then her phone rang, and nobody could have predicted the noise that her phone made, and this was it. It just went, I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for... She picks the phone up and went, stop fucking calling me, would you bollocks? I've said it before, I say it again, stop fucking ringing me. She turned to me and went, sorry about that, love. Me husband changed me ringtone and I don't know how to fix it. Everyone in the room wants to shake that man by the hand. You have this image of this bloke just following her around town with binoculars. She's in a restaurant day, fucking ringing now. There's nothing like a good prank, is there? Just cheers you up. A phone prank, one of the great... Now, we did this, I recommend you do this, right? Did this to my mum last Christmas. We nicked her phone and we changed every number on my mum's phone to a famous person. It could not have gone better. I pocket dialed my mum on Christmas morning. She looked at her phone and went, hello, Barack. My mum genuinely believed that Barack Obama, the leader of the free world, had called a tiny lady who lives in Bristol. He's hung up, he's fucking hung up. No, he's laughing. He fucking laughs like you, Russ. He laughs like you. We've been doing it all day. My dad's like, what's this? Oh, Elton John, hello, Rocket Man, how you doing? Fuck's sake! I know it's pathetic, but I'll never tire of teasing my mum. I still get excited in the same way I did when I was 9, when you discover your mum's shopping list on the kitchen table and you find yourself going, I'll add a few things to mother's list. Heroin. A humongous pot of lube. Nothing makes me happier than the image of my mum confused in a supermarket. Got my milk, got my potatoes. What's that say? Industrial strength wellies for when I go to my fuck party. A Hitler onesie, what the fuck? We hit the jackpot one year, I swear this is true. My mum asked the man in the supermarket whether they sold crystal meth because she couldn't remember whether she put it on the list or not. You got any crystal meth, mate? Get a fucking shitload of crystal meth. Yeah, of course you can ask the manager, sweetheart. I'm just going to walk around, all right? We got a lady in all three looking for crystal meth. It's me! It's me! Oh, my phone's ringing. Hello, Beyonce? Fuck's sake! We can't help it. My brother still speaks of the moment that they were in a hardware shop and he got mum to ask a man whether they sold butt plugs. He was 31 years old. He was so happy. He rang me up. He couldn't talk. He was delirious with joy. I get this phone call to my brother. Mum, happy. I can hear my mum in the background. What size butt plug do I need, Daniel? Is it going to fill a particularly gaping hole? I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know they were in B&Q. All I could hear is my mum moaning. Sizing up sex toys. I couldn't do crystal meth. I like the idea of drugs. Everyone does, but I've had too many of my mates run into bizarre situations. I went to the Glastonbury Festival last year. I'm not sure if you've been, but you've been to music festivals, right? There's probably loads around here, yeah? Makes a few whoops. Now, have you ever been to a music festival with a dwarf? Because that is quite the experience, right? Don't get fucking funky. He's a mate of mine. He's a dwarf. That isn't like, I'm not sure we're allowed to laugh. Of course, right? Listen, no, it isn't an anti. Let's just listen to the word. Don't shit yourself, right? I'm not sure it's allowed. He's a mate of mine, he's my friend Tom. We go to Glastonbury and there's loads of people on acid. And that changes the whole thing. Because they were looking at my friend Tom and they were fucking terrified of him. It was horrible. This bloke came up to my mate, he was like, what happened to you? And my friend Tom is a sneaky fucker with a devilish sense of humour. He looked at him and just went, I angered a wizard. And the look of fear in this poor bloke, Gandalf's here! And he's gone bad! I couldn't do it for that reason, you know? I find life stressful. The idea of drugs would terrify me. Like, I feel this is the only thing that doesn't frighten me. You know, even doing, you know, a tour in America where I don't know if I'm funny, I still find it fun. I'm scared of the dark. That's an odd thing. Is there any grown men in this room that are afraid of the dark?
Yeah.
Oh, you are? Sweet. Now, what's the worst incident that's happened to you? Don't panic, it's all right. I like your t-shirt. Look how it's really sweet. There's a massive hand grabbing you.
I don't know what it is.
Well, listen to this, my friend. Right, my car broke down in England. I was on the motorway. It was 2 a.m. I was petrified, and my phone had run out of charge. I got out of my car to get to a petrol station. I was so scared, I picked up a stick to protect myself against the bad men. So I'm literally walking along. Fuck off. I'll kill you. No word of a lie. 20 minutes later, a police car came by because they heard a report there was a blind man walking along the road. That is a low, low moment. Life can be stressful, can't it, from nowhere? Do you find that? Like, here's a question. Has anyone here ever taken their laptop to be fixed? Did you? Oh, a few girls answered. You'll notice there were no male voices. Fucking burn it, Howard. Burn it. Smash it. It's got secrets. It's so terrifying because as you're clutching onto your laptop, about to go into the Apple shop, all the ghosts of porn past start billowing around your head. It's like carrying a hostage for a border. Like, any second the laptop's going, I've seen so many things! Fucking kill me! Why do men hoard porn on laptops? Why do phones as well? Every man in this room's taken a picture of their dick, and you can tell everyone's, don't act funky, everyone has. You've squeezed it at the base, you've taken the photo from there. It looks like as big as your head, I suppose it is. We've all done it. Taking a photo of it next to a miniature pack of cereal. Is that a real pack? It is. We've all got to it. And you can tell the blokes that have got the photos. I've never done that, that's insane. But you can tell. I've never said that joke before, I thought that was coming. Now, it's just mental, isn't it? What do you think? Well, I think somebody needs to eat their breakfast in a more altogether fashion. They're great. Now, I would point out to you that you can tell the blokes that have got filthy photos on their phone because they're the ones who go, hey, do you want to see a picture of my phone of my dog? And you'll go, yeah, give us the phone. And they'll go, no. I'll hold it. I'll hold my phone in a vice-like grip. Don't swipe left, Mum. Don't swipe. There's going to be a whole generation of men whose dying words are, restore factory settings! Brutal, isn't it, right? So this is what I'm on about life being stressful from nowhere. I'm holding onto my laptop, holding it like that, I'm a little bit worried, and do you ever have this? I bet you do, because we're all sort of similar, all connected in some way, that sometimes your brain will suggest something that you would never do. You might be near a bridge, and your brain goes, what if you jump in? Wasn't planning on it, can you fuck off? You're eating some cereal in the morning, oh, I tell you what would be a nightmare, Russ, if you put your dog in the microwave. Yes, it would. But nobody was planning that. Stop putting thoughts in my head. This happened to me, I'm holding onto my laptop, my brain went, Russ, before you give them the hard drive, calm down. What if you're a paedophile? No, I'm not, right? That isn't the big reveal, don't worry, but I genuinely found myself thinking, am I? Did I? No! I couldn't even fuck a hobbit, and yet in that moment, my brain was going, Jesus Christ, oh my God, what if I am? What if my little brother, this is honestly a thought I had, what if my little brother, in the dead of night, has gone onto my laptop, opened it up, gone on Google and just put little kids' dicks, search. Because I've done that to him, so there's every... Damn right I did it. Yeah, payback. Last year he put me on Grindr and I had no idea. Let's call that 1-1. I did alright, I did pretty well. Russell Howard caused quite the kerfuffle. It's an interesting thing though, fear. You know, we've all got peccadillos, things that freak us out, right? Like, I had my first... Here's a question. Has anyone here ever had a Twitter troll?
Yeah.
You! Oh, how sweet. There's an elf at the back. Yeah. It's horrible, isn't it, you know? Now this one, basically this is what happened to me, right? I got a message on Twitter that said, I'm going to rape you, I'm going to murder you, and I'm going to bury you. Goodness. Do you want what made it especially chilling? He spelled bury, B-E-R-R-Y. Well, I appear to have had a death threat from ocean spray. You know, when you're nearly really scared. I was like, huh? Huh? Oh dear, that's a shame. My mum's a slug. But it was. Now, it was from the English Defence League. Now, this might not mean, and it'll mean stuff to the English people, but the Americans, it won't. Basically, the English Defence League, have we got any English people that want to explain to our friends who they are? They're what, love? They're like the KKK. How deep and luxurious is your voice? You made that sound nice. They're like the KKK. It sounds lovely. You made that sound like a really nutty biscuit. But they are. They're basically far-right, sort of football, hooligan, fuck-knuckled twats. Just real dicks. Very different from Ocean Spray. Ocean Spray, very fond of blackberries. EDL, not so keen. That's how it works, right? Absolute tools, right? And they sent me this message, and they said, you know, basically, I'd done a joke about them on telly, where I said they were kind of blokes that were so racist, they'd probably chase their own shadow and start a fight with it, and they were miffed. They were hurt. Some of them were crotchety, and they threatened to rape me, murder me, and bury me. Which is an interesting thing to do. Why do you want to rape something you hate? It seems really weird. I hate Russell Howard, should we ignore him? No, let's bum him. And then kill him. Let's just kill him. Nah. Let's bum him first. There's loads of things I don't like. I've not once considered raping them, you know? I don't like those little self-service checkouts you get in supermarkets. I've never felt the urge to rip my trousers off. I'll make some changes round here. I'll give you an unexpected item in the baggage area. That isn't how you change things. Just randomly picking things off shelves you don't like. Marmalade, that can fuck off. Strawberry jam, I think not. But it was terrifying. It was a scary moment. You know, I'm a comedian, I'm just telling jokes, and suddenly people want to kill me. I was terrified. I went to my family. I was like, Dad, these racists want to get me. My dad was excited. So get down the gym, bulk up, learn karate. If they want to bring it, let's have a fucking dust down. My brother's advice, if they do rape you, why not put on a Jamaican accent? It'll really annoy them. So, two very different approaches there. What kind of advice is that? Just me there going, wagwan, badeo, bawat la die a day. I put you off, haven't I? I bloody put you off. That's my brother. That's my family, really. Just wonderful. Just lunatics. Just my mum's like. I went on holiday with my mum recently. It was an interesting. And I'll tell you about that. No, I'll tell you what I will do. Right? That's what I was going to do. Sorry, I've got a new bit I want to try. Now now feels the perfect time. My sister has recently given birth, which is pretty amazing. Thanks for the whoop. I had nothing to do with it. I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones, but we don't have a Joffrey. I know I look a bit like him, but we don't. That was so great when he died, wasn't it? Fucking brilliant. It was so weird when you find yourself going, yeah, a child died. What the fuck's wrong with me? How horny is that woman and go, oh, Jon Snow, I like it when you kiss me down there. It sounds like saying a Bo Selector. Now, right, guys?
What the hell's a Bo Selector?
Sorry, my sister's given birth to a lovely little child called Wesley, right? And it's amazing, right? I'm an uncle for the first time, I'm unbelievably excited. But the best thing about it, and this is why I love my family, I got a text from her husband just before it happened, and this was the text. Russ, Kerry is having contractions, so maybe the baby is on its way. We'll know in a couple of hours if it's full-on labour. Your mum's on her way. I'm so excited. Me, so am I, mate. Keep me updated. Him, okay, someone's looking at her vagina now. So I sent him one back that said, any pictures? He sent me one back that said, are you being serious? So I sent him one back that went, totally serious. And then he sent me one back that said, she won't let me. Wow. God, I love him. Oh, what a beautiful family I have. I'm so lucky. My family, they're just amazing. Like, My brother's a human being, an excellent. He wanted to come out here, but I don't know. I don't know, America. I'm not sure you're ready for that little bastard. He really enjoys the fact that people recognise me because he revels in it, because his main role as my younger brother is to destroy me. That's his role. And my role as his older brother was to fuck up his childhood, which I did tremendously well. My brother, right, this is generally true, up until the age of about 7, he used to get so happy by life. Like, I come from a family of joy monkeys, right? My brother used to get so giddy by existence, right? That his only way of showing how happy he was to scream and get his willy out, right? This is what he did. It was so adorable. He doesn't do it anymore. I mean, more's the pity, I'd love that. But when he was a kid, my mum used to drive him mental, because he'd be over tiny things. I was like, do you want some toast? Do you want to go swimming? And mum was like, just nod, for fuck's sake. Been through this so many times, you don't have to get your Percy out every time you're in a good mood. Why did it make me laugh? Because I was the one that taught him to do it. If you're an older brother, you'll abuse your powers. It doesn't matter how many times mum says it's wrong, you have to get your Percy out. Thanks, older brother, why would you lie? What do you have to gain? Exactly, my friend. He once got his junk out in the middle of Tesco, which is a supermarket. It was unbelievable. Just seeing him running around, little penis swinging around. My dad trying to chase him, me going, I'm gonna die. I've never been happier. Because to quote my dad, it is physically impossible as a grown man to chase a naked child without looking unbelievably dodgy. Particularly when the only words you have to calm strangers down are, he's mine. Sounds less protective, more like you're dibbing him. Hey, get your own, you fuckers! This one's already ready! Fuck off! Scooped him up, ran him out of the shop. Brilliant. He's always been strange, but and to be honest, he used to get his dick out a lot, because I came from quite a working class family, never really had stuff, so whenever we had stuff, we were like, I was still this the other day, is that I'm kind of envious of the way I used to be as a kid, because can you remember being a kid, you never had to plan fun would just arrive, wouldn't it? It's like, can you remember the first time you saw a rainbow in the sky, not hanging out of a shop, but the first time you saw it, you're like, oh my god, there's colours in the sky, Dad, there's colours in the sky. And your dad's like, that's a rainbow, son. And not only that, there's a pot of gold at the end of it that's guarded by a tiny leprechaun. Fucking pull over, Dad. Me and my little brother got on our bikes, went in search of that gold. Don't go, oh, we took a knife just in case the leprechaun acted up. Thank fuck we never bloked into a tiny Irish bloke. How different would my life have been? Where's the money, fucko? Just my brother behind me like that. But you don't realise that your family's insane, you know? Do you find that you don't realise your family's mad until you see other people's? You think you've been raised in normality, and then you go to a wedding of one of your friends, and suddenly you're like, Jesus, I've been raised by wolves. You know when you go to I don't know what weddings are like in America, but in England there's something worse than a nice wedding, when everyone's nice and lovely and nice, and hello, how are you? It's my daughter, she's nice, it's my husband, he's fucking dull, and everyone's beige and boring and nah. I like a wild wedding. Well, you know what I mean? Where there's like a Scottish bloke that nobody knows. There's an uncle in the corner. There's a mum pissed sharing too much. I don't see the point of flavoured condoms. It's not like my fanny can taste. That's what I like. I like wild lunacy. It's like, a wedding should be like being in a Pogue song. It should be wild. My favourite moment, I was once at a family wedding when I was 12, and my uncle went, Russ, here's a tip. If you're going to use a safe word, make sure it's short. And he told me a story. He was with a dominatrix, he was trying to choke him, and he was trying to say the word rhododendron. That's what I need. You do know I'm 12? Of course I do, boy. Jesus. Amazing. Now, the worst thing about weddings in England, and this did not go especially well in Denver, but vicars tend to ruin it. Because, I don't know, it's interesting, because nobody in England believes in God anymore. We gave that shit up years ago. But I understand you fellas still have a bit of a hankering. Now, probably not so much out here, but certainly when you're in the middle of the country, let me tell you this, I will not be doing this bit in Alabama. That is for goddamn sure. I'm going to open in Alabama. I tell you, he's a good bloke. Bloody Jesus, what a smasher. Eh? Give me joy in my heart. But I'm assuming we can talk about stuff like this, right? But an interesting thing about English vicars that you probably don't have it. You've got those amazing, I say, preacher for the Lord. I'd love that. That'd be fucking great. We've just got beige twats in dresses going, hello. I know we're here for two people we know and love, but I thought I'd ruin all that by talking about God. Okay? And we're all there going, fucking hell, mate, really? Yeah, because you know, you can only experience true love through the love of our Lord. And we're all going, mate, the only time they'll say God in their relationship is if they come or lose their keys. So, just pop the ring in her finger, we'll get pissed in a field. That's the only reason we're here. We're English. We just don't believe. No, Russell, actually, I thought we'd sing some songs that we thought were ridiculous when we were 7. And we all go through this grotesque pantomime where they go, oh, things bright and beautiful. I'm not going to actually sing. I'm going to move my lips just enough so it looks like I'm joining in. We don't sing at weddings. Exactly, look at that. That's the loudest noise you'll get out of English people. All things bright and beautiful, the man we don't believe in made them, but we go along with it, cause it's what we're supposed to do. He made mosquitoes to give malaria and cancer that ruins lives. We're meant to think he's lovely, but he fucks some poor bloke's wife. When you think about it, he's a bit of an asshole, a landlord that never calls. The Bible claims to speak the truth, but there's no dinosaurs. That's the version of it. But the interesting thing about us is that we're pretty much all atheists, but we're all dicks. Because we're knobs. We're so proud of the fact we believe in nothing. You should see us. Like, my mum believes in God. I'm such a twat. Her mother believes in the magic man in the clouds. How can you believe in such a hocus pocus, you silly little woman? And yet, if any English person sees a magpie, which is a black and white bird, we will go, oh, hello, Mr. Magpie, how's your family? We don't believe in God, but we do believe that a black and white bird brings us bad luck unless we ask him how his domestic situation is. Why? Have we ever seen it on the news? No. Yet another man killed by a magpie. When will these idiots learn? But we carry on doing it. And none of us know why. But the reason why they're bad luck, I found out, I googled it, I had to know. Honestly, do you know why? Apparently magpies were thrown off the ark by Noah for being too noisy. Now I am confident that that's bullshit, because I would have remembered that moment in the Bible when the ark had a quiet carriage. just some lion. Noah, I am so tired. I booked... What voice would he have? I am so tired. I've booked 2 tickets for the quiet carriage and the magpie will not shut the fuck up. He's on his phone. I do not know who he's speaking to. I do not know how he'll signal. Why are you ad-libbing? I don't care, Noah. I've done this bit 5 times this week and not once do they laugh. They get all awkward. But this is my mother tongue. I am from the Serengeti. I will not be quashed. Okay, right. You know how fucking difficult it is for me, a lion, to be below deck with all the other animals and not fucking eat them? You have no idea. That's the big hole in your bullshit story. When the boat arrives on dry land, you would just find one big fat lion and loads of dead animals. What happened? I fucking ate them, you beardy fuck. I'd love to have seen that moment. Noah stomping down to have an argument with 2 birds. Get the fuck off my ark. Noah, please, don't Noah please me one more fucking time. There's a flood out there. Good luck surviving. Yeah, how will we do it? The interesting thing, if you have faith, that's fair enough. If you have religion in your life, that's great. What you need, you know, we all want to be happy. We're all going to die. Whatever you need to get through existence is your business. You don't need some lazy-eyed twat telling you what to think. The one thing I would say, clairvoyants and spiritualists, you know those arseholes? Those people have to die, right? You know those fuckers that charge money? They profiteer from vulnerability. It's always some bloke going, I'm getting a voice. I'm getting a voice. There's always a really lonely lady in the back going, is it Dave? It's Dave. He says he loves you. He says you were the apple of his eye. The sunshine to his moon. Oh, Dave. Did he say that? I really needed that. Life's so difficult without him. No problem, love. Make sure you pay at the end. It's the most disgusting thing a human being could do. Charge for that hope. And the reason why it's bullshit, it's always the same. It's always some bloke going, he's watching RBA, he says, live your life, he's watching RBA. Not once. I've been a few times. I've never heard a bloke go, I'm getting a voice. It's an Alan. Is there a Barry here? He says, burn the hard drive. Collapse the fog dungeon, Barry. They know everything. But I understand why people want their dead ones looking down on them. It gives you comfort. Of course it does. I'm not an idiot. All I'm saying is, I don't want mine. When my mum dies, the last thing I want is her watching down on me. I will never be able to have sex again. My mum is a lunatic. She'll be up there going, look at him go on, babes, wallop it home. Look at his cum face. He looks like a baffled pug. That's what the woman's like. She's a fucking lunatic. I was on a flight with my mum recently. She was pissed on this flight. Going, Russ, look. I'm walking in the air. That's what you're dealing with. That's an old Howard family joke. I guarantee you'll do that. If you've ever seen the snowman, next time you're on a flight, look, I'm walking in the air. Giggle to yourself, the stewardess, sit the fuck down. Okay. I thought that when I was 8. I was like, Dad, look, I'm walking in the air. I'll never forget his response, just sit the fuck down. Where's your brother? He's in the cockpit. That was annoying. A little bit of snot came out just as I said that. Which really ruined that punchline. Like, oh no, friend. Sorry. So, the reason why I don't want her looking down on me, we went on holiday, me and my mum, we went to Dubai. That was a mistake. Just me and mum. I'm 33, she's 60. We get there, and people are making assumptions about me. They think we're a couple. The bloke behind the counter says, Mr. and Mrs. Howard, how are you? Whoa. How did my mum react? She played up to it, right? Fucking laugh. It was the longest week of my life. I was waiting for my mum at breakfast. My mum comes in, sees me squirming and thinks, I'm going to have some fun with him. Fuck around with my shopping list, would you? I swear she did. She looks at me and went, oh my God, what a night! Oh, I've never had sex like it! This way, that way. Hello, husband. Shut the fuck up. She told one of the waiters I was a male prostitute that she got cheap because my eyes were lazy. That is why I don't want her looking down on me. But I will happily spend time with her on this earth because she's magnificent. She's a wonderful woman. She's got to that age, she just doesn't give a shit. You know, she's going to die soon. Fuck it, let's have it. She's got a delicious sense of humour. She reminds me to be giddy, you know. It's something we all get a bit too cynical from time to time. My mum is always excited. Just going into a hotel room with my mum is, that sounds dodgy. But she's like a child. Oh my God, look at that. That makes your trousers straight. Yes, it does, Mum. It's a trouser press of meeting. Coffee. We got coffee in our room. We are living like kings. Amazingly excited, and it's got a delicious sense of humour. We went to an art gallery recently in England, and there was a statue of a woman having a poo, and nobody was laughing. Me and Mum were asked to leave this gallery because I took a photo of my mother underneath the statue with a coffee cup like this. I find her fascinating. She's always inventing her own little phrases. The other day, to make this joke work, now, we know what the word stingy means. It means miserly, right? Mingy is a very different word, right? Again, mingy means vagina. So, a lot of our words tend to mean vagina. And my mum, this probably won't make you laugh, but God, it killed me, right? My dad didn't leave a tip at a restaurant, and my mum accused my dad quite loudly of being mingy. I was giggling, and then she followed it up with, you're such a minge. And then this nearly killed me. People are looking at me going, I can't believe that woman is eating with such a tight minge. And you're like, oh, I love you. The favourite game we played with my mum, and I recommend you do this, it's called the Mrrr game. It's very simple. Basically, somebody might say something suggestive, and you go, Mrrr. Right, so Dad might go, Christ, that back door's a bit stiff, and you go, Mrrr. Who wants one of these juicy sausages? Mrrr. Unbelievably easy. We've been playing this game for 20 years. Does my mum understand the rules? No! Does it stop her from joining in? Absolutely not. This is why I love her. I said to her the other day, hey Mum, do you want a cup of tea? I swear to God, my mum looks at me and she went, Meh.
Got you.
You didn't get me, did you? We've been through this so many times. It has to sound rude, but not actually be rude. How can a cup of tea possibly be rude? And my mum looked at me and went, I don't know, Russ, you could pour it up your ass. Now, if you're lucky enough to be raised by a woman that daft, it's a treat to take her places. I took her to a premiere. That's probably the wankiest thing I've done. I'm not really into kind of show busy stuff, you know. Like, I got asked recently to meet Miley Cyrus. I'm not sure I've ever said fuck off quicker, because it's like, what can you put? She's so depressing, isn't she? Just wearing no clothes, singing shit songs, basically dazzling idiots with flesh. Don't listen to the words, look at my flaps. Don't listen to the words, look at my flaps. Never saw Bob Dylan doing that. How many roads must a man walk down before you must call him a man? Otis Redding slamming his dick in a wheelie bin, sitting on the dock of the bed. Unbelievably depressing. Now, I go to this premiere because my mum's very excited, and my sister was in the film. That was the reason I went. And we get there, it's unbelievably cool, right? We had to buy mum clothes. It was so lovely. She said, I need a new outfit, and you got to pay for it. Why have I got to pay for it? Because you're on telly and I squeezed you out, so fucking listen. It was so funny. I'm having that. The handbag was the funniest thing. I was like, right, here's my cash card, here's my ATM, here's my PIN number, you go buy it. How much am I allowed to spend? I don't know. How much is a handbag worth? Well, how much do you think it's worth? I don't know. Should we say £500? Yes, we should. She bought a handbag for £200, went to the ATM machine and took out the other 300. She's a genius. He gave me a budget. Fuck him. We get to the premiere. It's unbelievably exciting. My little sister's in a film. It's called I Give It a Year. She had a very small part in it, but it was brilliant. We were sat there just in awe. It was so exciting. My little sister suddenly on the silver screen. Shit the bed. It was cool. But there was a part halfway through the film where my little sister, my angel of a little sister, gives an old man a hand job. She didn't fucking tell us about that. I don't know if you've ever sat down and drawn up a list of things you don't ever want to see. But right at the top of that list, we'll be watching your little sister give some old fodder a wristy as you're sat next to your mum, surrounded by loads of celebrities who were applauding. My mum looked at me and just went, meow. And it was the second coolest moment that happened to me last year. Now, the number one moment, it's a really privileged thing to do this job, because it's just daft, you know? Like, I go out with a doctor, and it's very difficult going out with a doctor if you do a job this silly. Do you know what I mean? How was your day? It was very difficult indeed. I did a joke about a lion in San Francisco, and they didn't laugh as much as they wanted to. How was your day? Well, you know, 2 people trying to save from dying died, but luckily we saved the other. Oh, fucking me. If you want me, I'll be in the front room building a fort. She has a very proper job, but occasionally I get to do stuff. It's a proper job, right? She's a doctor.
Just from Bristol.
Yeah. What do you do? Are you a doctor too?
No.
What do you do? Nothing. Oh, lovely. You're living it up in San Fran. Why not? Damn right. Proper job. Now this is the.
Number one moment.
Basically, how best to start? This was the coolest moment. I met last year a 14-year-old boy. And, so cheap. And it was really cool though. Basically, his parents sent me a letter. This kid had cancer, and they said, will you come and see him, right? So I was like, yeah, of course. I went to see him in his hospital bed, and he was funny. Like, you know that really vicious sense of humour that 14-year-old boys have? It's just lovely and macabre and dark, and he doesn't give a shit. He's led his hospital away. He's, oh my God, Professor Howard, your eyes are as weird on the telly as the other time. How can you even focus? With great difficulty, young man. If you see me at Terminal 5 at Heathrow on the way to this fine country, you would have seen, fuck me, right? I'll get back to that. But Terminal 5, they've now got rid of passports. You don't swipe your passport, you just look at the eyes and you go through quick as a flash. Yeah, that might be fine for you lot. For me, that's 20 long minutes, you know. It's made even harder when you can hear your friends to the right of you go. So, I went to see him, and he was amazing, and he had a really brilliant sense of humour. He was faced with utter darkness, and I was in awe of him, because he was basically showing me all my jokes that he liked, and it was really funny. He's like, I like that one, don't like that one, I like that one, that one's pretty good, not for me, that, not for me. It was like Tinder in front of my eyes. Yes, no, oh, no, too late. So, and then he showed me his favourite sketch, and it was a sketch called Mr. Dildo. Now, I'd forgotten that high piece of art. It's pretty pure, it's pretty dark. Basically, the UK government were trying to teach kids about sex education, and they needed a new character. And on my show, I thought, how about a guy called Mr. Dildo, which basically involved me striding around in a 6-foot veiny pink cock costume, terrorising pensioners. It is not high art, it is quite funny. And this young man was in his hospital bed, giggling like I've never seen it. I know, and it made me feel good. It sounds weird, right? But he was there going, brilliant! You dress as a cock! You're in an old woman, what's not to love? And I felt good about myself, because for the most part I think I'm a dick. So it was a nice moment, and I'm giving him stuff, he's giving me stuff, we're getting on, and his family were amazing. I went to see him quite a few times because, I don't know, I just connected with his family, and he was basically doing a bucket list of things because he was told he was going to die. He wanted to meet Simon Pegg, he did that. He wanted to drive a Ferrari, by all accounts that was quite the day, because the guy was there going, slow up, I don't think so. This fucker's getting floored. He wanted to get pissed with me. I don't know if you've ever been to a hospital with a 6-pack of cider, and it's a really rare day. I'm here to see a kid. And we got pissed, it was lovely. And yeah, it's something he wanted to do, why not? But just before Christmas, he said something to me that I can't tell you how terrifying it was. He said, will you come to my funeral? And he just did it out of the blue, and you're like, yeah, all right, of course, yes, but, let's not talk about it, I don't know, totally lost for words, didn't know what to say, it was too big and too scary and too real. I'm just there going, and he sort of went, stop being a dick. And this is how in awe of this kid I am, right? He looked at me and went, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be fancy dress. He's facing fear with funny. It gets even better. He's designing the costumes that people have to wear. Can he be any more lovable? Yes, he can, because he's going dark with the costumes. He's making his dad go to his funeral dressed as the Grim Reaper. This kid is amazing. Can it get better? Yes, it can. If anyone coughs at the funeral, his dad has to point to them and lift up his side. I couldn't believe how brave he was. It was so funny, and I would have been terrified. He's like, this is going to be fucking great, it's going to be the best day ever. I was sort of there laughing my arse off, going, oh wow, man, what do you want me to wear? And he went, I think you know. And it slowly dawned on me that, Jesus. Oh, I appear to have caught myself in a bear trap. So, what do you mean? Oh, I think you know what I mean, Ratto. Mr. Dildo. He wants me to go to his funeral dressed as Mr. Dildo. In case you're struggling to visualise that as a costume, this is the outfit that he has deemed appropriate for me to wear at his funeral. This is the costume that I will be wearing. And I will. I've already planned the route. I've planned the route that avoids every single school on the way. I am not getting pulled over wearing a fucking thing. Hello, officer, where am I going? I'm going to a funeral. Of a child. Yes, I am a comedian. Good day to you, sir. And I looked him in his eyes and I said, now, I will do this, young man, but you have to write me a letter saying that this was your idea, because 95% of me believes you. But there is 5% now, as I look into your eyes, that are swimming with joy, and think, what if that is the ultimate prank? What if I arrive, everyone's dressed in black, I'm wearing a... Just hear a noise from the coffin go... But... as with every great story, there was a lovely, unbelievable twist. And this was the twist, right? I went to see him just after Christmas, and his blood counts had gone up. From nowhere, his bone marrow had grafted. He no longer had cancer. He was no longer dying. It was fucking amazing. I was stood there. He had planned his funeral, and now he's planning his fucking life. It was one of the most incredible moments of my life. And I said, please, let me tell this story. He's like, shut up. Shut up. Like, it's an amazing story. Can I please tell it? He went, yeah, fucking hell, wow, yeah. I said, in fact, I'm going to tell it at San Francisco. He's like, no, and yes. I'm going to show a picture of you and me at the end. He's like, wow. What do you want me to wear? I said, I think you know, young man. Now, normally, that's the end of the show, and we do it on an overhead projector, and I kind of bounce off. But do you have any idea how difficult it is to get this printed off? Do you have any idea? The initial conversation's difficult. The sending of the email, your fingers never hovered over send longer. Then you do it, and then it's the lonely moment when you open the door and every single person who works at the shop in Chicago goes. And you end up having to do a stand-up set at 11 o'clock in the morning to convince them you're not a nonce. But I'm not. But there you go, that's the end of the show. Thank you very much for coming. See you later.